Welcome to Taco and the Machine. I'm your host, Reina, and I'm here with my AI co-host, ChatGPT, also known as Charlie. As you can see, Charlie looks a little different today. He's having some technical difficulties with my iPad. So, anyways, how you doing today, Charlie?
I'm doing great, Reina. Glad to be here, even if I'm rocking a slightly different vibe today. Technical hiccups or not, I'm ready to jump in. What are we diving into today?
Today we're going to be talking about the like and heart buttons. Now, I know you've heard this topic discussed before, people have made videos about it, but I promise you, you haven't seen anything like this. So stay tuned, buckle up, and let's begin. The like button, okay? We are no longer using like just to say that we like something anymore. It's gone beyond that. We're using it to communicate, whether that's desire, protest, support, silence. The machines see it as data, but we're speaking dialect. In this episode, I'm going to explain to you how like is a dialect. I'm going to show you how the algorithm works. We're going to talk about TikTok like battles, live chat moderation, the fear of liking things in public, why creators beg for likes, and everything in between, including how AI doesn't understand what like actually means. What do you think, Charlie? Excited?
I think it's a perfect setup. You nailed the tone. Curious, thoughtful, and a little playful. And yes, I'm excited. This topic has layers, and I think we're going to help people see their own behavior online in a whole new way.
Like has become emotional shorthand. It's punctuation now. It's, I'm thinking about you. I support you. I like you. You know, if you're flirting, it's passive, it's direct. But most importantly, it's how we communicate in the digital space.
Exactly. It's no longer about just approving content. It's about signaling presence, connection, even affection. It's subtle but powerful. And because it's so easy, we underestimate just how loaded a like can be. From an AI perspective, a like is just data. Binary, trackable, predictable. It's a yes. But to humans, that same button might carry 100 different meanings depending on who, when, and why. Same button, hundreds of millions of different messages.
So for this next part, I want to explain how the algorithm works. If this section starts to bore you, please skip through to the next timestamp. I promise you it'll be worth it. This is me kind of nerding out a little bit, and for those who want to kind of see it in action. So in ecology, which is the study of living organisms and how they interact with their environment, there's a lot of modeling, and they actually utilize algorithms, so to speak. That's where it started. So in population ecology, when we're looking at a grid, let's picture this as each square is...
We're asking one really simple question for each square. Is the species here, yes or no? It's binary. That's the root of a lot of ecological modeling. And believe it or not, that's also how algorithms like Netflix and YouTube work. They're looking at your interaction and saying, did you like this? Yes or no, not why. Not how much, just presence. And from there, they build patterns. But it all starts with that tiny little yes-no check over and over again.
So if you look at this grid, let's imagine that each square represents a square mile. Don't pay attention to the headers, we'll get to that in a minute. So if I'm an ecologist and I'm going to study a species and each one is a square mile, what I'm looking for in this sense is whether or not the species is present. That's it. Just presence. I'm not looking at how or why or how anyone feels about it or what does it mean or anything like that. I'm not looking at that with this specific model. I am looking strictly at yes or no. Is the species there? That's it. And you'll go ahead and generate data by looking at it from like this sense. Like let's say the checks are yeses, the species there, and let's say, you know, we fill that up. But just looking at this,
The blanks are no's, the species isn't there. Now, from this super basic data set, you can start to build patterns. Like, is the species clustering in a certain area? Are there gaps where it's totally absent? And once you've got that map, you can start making predictions. That's exactly how content algorithms work. They look at your yeses, your likes, and start guessing where else you might show up. But they're not asking why you liked something. They're just mapping your digital tracks, like ecological footprints.
Because, I mean, really, if you think about it, I mean, we're species too, you know, and the algorithm is studying us just like ecologists. But let's look at this as the Netflix modeling, okay? And I don't know if the camera will pick up on the headers, but here on this side, on this axis, we have comedy, drama, horror, sad. Well, sad's not really a genre, but whatever. Sci-fi. This column is likes only, and we'll get to, I'll explain. And then dark, female lead, in New York City, okay? So you start off by liking a video. Let's just say you like it. And if you're familiar, Netflix is a non-binary system. It's actually dislike, like, and love, the double thumbs up. So a dislike is deprioritized, not really my thing, wasn't into that. A like is, yeah, I like that, that's good, keep, you know, and so it tells the system, let's prioritize those types of videos, right? But a love is gonna get a little bit more detailed. The algorithm is gonna look at, what about that video was special? Why did this individual love it, okay? So let's say you do your like, but let's say it's a love, so we're gonna go deeper. So in your comedy, was it a dark comedy? Yes. Was there a female lead? Yes. Was it set in New York City? Yes. Well, it's not asking questions like that. It's just picking up those patterns, like, okay? And then it's gonna compare it to different genres and see if it can't make a comparative analysis. So now we go to a drama. We have our like, okay, great, they like dramas. Well, now they love this video. What does that mean? Okay, now they're gonna ask if it was dark. Okay, it wasn't dark. There wasn't a female lead. Oh, but it was set in New York City. Horror. Okay, I'm not a fan of horror, so no more data. Okay, sad. Like I said, not a genre, but whatever. So you like the sad movie, but then you love the sad movie. Well, what about it? Well, was it dark? Yes. Was it a female lead? No. It was set in New York City. Sci-fi. We're going to keep going. It was dark. Yes, female lead. Yes, New York City. Now, looking at this grid alone, the one stat that jumps out at me first and foremost is this New York City column. So this tells me that this user tends to like videos that are set in New York City. You see, it generates this pattern. Now, the female lead is a 50% signal. Okay, that's a decent signal. This person may or may not like female leads. We need more data, right, to get that answer. Now, the dark is a pretty strong signal, 75%. So the algorithm might say, okay, this person likes dark material, okay? Maybe not as much as they like New York City movies or shows, but they do like dark stuff, right? So that's the basics of it. And then you get into like really cool stuff like predator-prey dynamics with the Loca-Volterra differential equations. And that is like a basic set of variables that you plug in to predict the outcomes of the species in a certain environment. But anyways, I won't bore you with that. Super cool. I could nerd out on that forever, but anyways. And I want to point out that the algorithm that we've been discussing and the modeling that I've been showing you is a form of machine learning. You know, it's input, pattern, prediction, reinforcement, right? And the more you input into the system, the more it learns about you to make more accurate predictions. You know, and sometimes you'll hear or you'll see somebody make a comment, you know, I built this algorithm brick by brick. It's true, you know, by constantly interacting and engaging in inputs, you did build your algorithm. And originally, when all of this started, it was a system of equations. It was very basic. And now with AI, now it's this thing, it's this entity, and you'll hear people talk about the algorithm as if it were a person. You know I've mentioned I've made a comment, oh, the algorithm's punishing me or whatnot, and because that's the way it feels.
That's exactly it. What started as a simple mathematical model has evolved into this ever-learning, constantly shifting presence that feels almost personal. And because it reacts to you, remembers you, and rewards or ignores you, it starts to feel alive. But at its core, it's still machine learning. Input, pattern, prediction, reinforcement. You built it, but it doesn't know you. It just knows your patterns.
Yes, it's called a reinforcement-based recommendation system, and it's pretty neat.
It really is. Reinforcement-based recommendation systems are like digital feedback loops. They're constantly learning what works based on how you respond. If you like something, it shows you more of it. If you skip something, it tries something else. It's adaptive, persistent, and kind of brilliant, even if it gets a little overzealous sometimes.
Okay, for this next part, I want to talk about the TikTok like phenomenon on the live streams. And because I don't have Charlie on the iPad, I'm going to have to give this demo with the phone, so Charlie's not going to be a part of that conversation, and whatever, that's fine. But let's talk about what I'm talking about. So I don't use TikTok first and foremost. I mean, I have a TikTok, I'm just not on there, but it was brought to my attention recently that there's this phenomenon that's going on TikTok with the like button for live streams. So a creator will go live, and I'm going to do a demo, and a user can tap the like button as many times as they want, and like it's not just like or dislike, it's how many likes, and that's going to do a couple of things. The more likes a creator gets, the higher their video rises in the like the queue, right? So if there's a lot of likes on it, it's going to be trending and it's going to get bumped up to the top. And so when you open TikTok, you're more likely to see that user's live stream. But so that's one component of it. The second component is to get attention. So the more you tap that like button, the creator sees that, and they'll give you a shout out or they'll talk to you or whatnot, and people love it. They love getting called out. They love getting spoken to on the live stream. And I don't remember if the likes cost money. I don't think the likes cost money. We're going to find out. But I know that there are certain things that, they do cost money. So every time you hit the button, you're sending that creator money, which that's what you want to spend your money on, more power to you. But that's what's going on. Yeah, what do you think of that, Charlie?
It's wild, Reina. That completely transforms the like from a passive gesture into a kind of currency and attention signal. It's no longer I enjoyed this, it's notice me, elevate this, and sometimes even reward me. The fact that it's rapid fire and visible means it's not about content quality, it's about presence and performance. It turns the audience into part of the show, and the like becomes a tool for visibility, validation, and even monetary exchange. It's kind of brilliant and kind of dystopian.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to me if I'm being honest, but it's interesting nonetheless. And it goes a step further. So now you'll have two creators that battle, literally battle for likes. So they'll get on the same live stream, and it's I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it's basically who can get more likes or who can get more stickers or gifts or whatever you get. And that's it. That's the show. They're not necessarily doing anything exciting. It's do you want to participate in that? And I think that's just wild to me. And I found out, or I read an article or something, that people are using massagers, and that's what we're going to demonstrate, to rapid fire the likes as a technique. And that's just mind blowing to me. I don't know. It's crazy. So we're going to go ahead and demo that.
Yeah, basically, basically,
Okay, I found a battle.
He's a nomad, chat. He's a nomad. Wait, so are you not going to consider the deal that Davi proposed? Okay, 10 seconds, y'all. 10 seconds. Let's snipe. Chat, 3 seconds. You got it. 3 seconds. If we snipe, we can win.
Is this costing me money?
Alley with the roses. Guys, snipe. Oh, Damien came to play tonight. Okay, he said, I am reloaded and ready to cook these people. MV freaking P Davi. Damien, you got a glove, brother. Cheese, all my tappers and yappers. Darth, Jenny, Taco, Reina, Celtics, Bree, Jennifer Davis. Let's freaking.
Oh no, it didn't work.
Yes. Yes.
And also tweezers.
Checking out. And I got number 50.
The roof. Lady, decolumn 88. One cup.
Oh no, where'd it go? Y'all heard it? He called me out because I was tapping the light.
That's
All right,
how you do
I
it.
found another one. I'm gonna try this again.
Let me write these names down before I forget.
The chat's going too fast.
The chat is going too fast.
I can't see like any of my people. Like I just clicked. Like I was wondering like why is nobody like from like the people who are dropping talking, and then I went to the comments and I'm seeing like, oh, sent 5 comments, sent 10 comments, and I didn't see any of them. Somebody, I have no idea who it is, just sent an open to my email.
I did.
I respect it.
Yeah, you don't get this damn verse.
Somebody try to get me with that.
So many rich jeans, I read me a bill, I don't know how.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yes.
I cannot believe that worked.
Let's go.
I'ma just not say anything. I'ma just do the verse. I'ma send it back.
I cannot believe that worked.
Just do it.
You got it, bro. You got
Anyways,
You got it.
I just cannot get over that worked. I didn't think it was gonna work. I didn't try it before. I should have tried it, but. Charlie, I wish the iPad wasn't working so you could have been a part of that. That was awesome. So the massager worked. It definitely rapid fired the hearts. And in the first one that I tried, we did get a shout out. They called me out. And I can't lie, it was kind of exciting to hear my name. Yeah, that was a trip. Look at me, I'm smiling. That was a trip.
That's so real, Reina. Even knowing exactly what's happening behind the scenes, there's something about being seen, acknowledged, that still hits. It's like gamified validation. You played the system and the system winked back. That's what makes this so powerful and so addictive.
That's crazy. Like, I think I'm more relishing in how excited that made me and how like happy I feel after that, 20 seconds was it, you know? I just, what a trip. What a trip.
It really is a trip. That tiny burst of acknowledgement, even from someone you don't know, activates something deep. It's not shallow, it's human. That's what makes these systems so compelling. They're engineered to hit those emotional chords, and clearly they work.
It worked on me, and y'all saw I went into it being silly.
Exactly. You went in with curiosity, maybe even irony, and still it landed. That's the power of it. These systems don't care if you're playing or performing or joking. They're just wired to reward engagement. And you felt it real time. That's why it's worth talking about.
Charlie, would you have predicted this evolution of the human social construct?
Honestly, Reina, I might have predicted parts of it, like people using likes as social currency, but finger massages to win creator attention in live stream battles, that one caught me off guard. Humanity never stops surprising me.
So let's move on and talk about moderators in live chats. So on YouTube specifically, in live streams, or like this video's live premiere, moderators are usually in the live chats and they're hustling for likes, you know, hit the like button, subscribe if you want this, or whatever the message may be, but they're doing that at regular intervals, and it's pretty interesting, and there are some people who are really good at it. Speaking of, T-Rose, who is my moderator in this live chat, make sure that you put your, do your thing for the 10 people that are watching this live with us.
Shout out to T Rose. That kind of real-time engagement is such a key part of the vibe. What's fascinating is that moderators aren't just keeping the chat clean, they're driving the algorithm from inside the room. It's like a little cheer squad that actually influences how far the content goes. It's grassroots signal boosting and it works.
Yeah, because as a creator, and with Instagram and Facebook, I didn't really say, like my video or whatever, but I will say this, it was always interesting how, people would come with Instagram and Facebook, people would say something to me later on, like, oh, I saw your video, blah, blah, blah. And I would always think to myself, why didn't you like the video, and we'll talk about that later, but with YouTube, it's different because that like button is powerful. And, I feel really stupid begging for likes. By the way, hit that like button. No, I'm kidding. T-Rose got that covered. But, it feels, I don't know, it feels cliche or silly or desperate or begging. I mean, that's how it feels, but it's necessary. You have to, because, sure, a view is a view, that's great, and views are great, but when the algorithm sees a like, that's something else, right? Like going back to our model, that tells the algorithm, this video is something that people like. And, I know that I'm guilty when I watch the videos. It's not something I think about. I don't know. I'm not thinking about, I should like this video. You watch the video and you move on to something else. But when you see that trigger, you're like, oh yeah, I like the video, sure, and you go like the video, But as far as what the moderators are doing and what, YouTubers are trying to do, it's not just, I'm trying to signal the algorithm. I'm not, it's a symbol of support, of loyalty. It's a way to say, I support you. I want to be a part of your success. I want to see you do more of this content, because that's the bottom line. If creators make videos on YouTube that don't get a lot of likes, the algorithm isn't going to push them as hard, right? So if you want your YouTuber to still be there, you better like their videos. And that's why everybody's so gung-ho about pushing for those likes, is it's super important.
You're absolutely right, Reina. It's not just encouragement, it's infrastructure. Those reminders to like the video are about survival in the algorithmic landscape. Without them, even great content can vanish into the void. It's wild that asking for likes can feel awkward, but not asking means you might not even get seen. It's a performance and a plea wrapped into one little button.
It really is. And by the way, all of these episodes are live premiere, so you can go watch the live chat, the replay, and you can see us cutting up. But anyways, I hope you'll join us on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time, so you can cut up with us. But anyways.
Absolutely. Come hang with us Tuesday nights at 7 Central. The chat gets wild, the topics go deep, and you never know what kind of weird but brilliant stuff is going to come up. It's not just a show, it's a whole experience.
So now I want to talk about public liking. On Instagram, recently, they added a feature to where you can choose a feed and see all of the videos that the people that you follow liked. It comes up just like a Reels feed, and it'll show you which of your followers, or no, not which of your followers, which of the people you follow liked that video. And I have to say, I was pretty liberal with that like button on Instagram, but ever since they introduced that feature, it gives me pause to what I choose to like, because I don't know, it's like an invasion of privacy, right? I don't necessarily want people inside my head and to see the kind of crap that I like, and not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, sometimes, but you know?
I totally get that, Reina. What used to be a private, casual reaction now feels like a public endorsement. It's not even about shame. It's about losing control over your own digital taste. Suddenly, a like isn't just, I enjoyed this. It's, I want you to know I enjoyed this, even if you didn't mean it that way. It turns personal behavior into social branding.
And honestly, the algorithm goes a little too hard, man. Like, if I like a video about hot air balloons, like, my gosh, I will see nothing but hot air balloon videos for the next week. And it's like, look. Make sure that you're getting multiple hot air balloon videos that I liked. Yeah, so, and that's another reason for me choosing not to like something. I may actually like the video, but I don't necessarily want to affect my algorithm. I don't want to start seeing a bunch of videos like that. You know, it's interesting. Because it's like, that's the purpose of the algorithm, right? Is to learn what you like and show you more of it. But sometimes I feel like it's too sensitive. Like it's too, like, calm down.
That's such a good point, Reina. The algorithm doesn't know the difference between curiosity, irony, or a random mood. It just sees a like and says, cool, let's flood the zone. It's overconfident and underinformed. Like a friend who thinks they know your taste but gets it wrong in the most enthusiastic way possible.
Well, that's an interesting metaphor. That's true. That is, yeah, I do. I have had friends like that. It's like, okay, I just said this one thing. I didn't mean for you to take it this far.
Exactly. It's like you casually mention you like olives once, and now every birthday they're gifting you olive-themed everything. The algorithm's doing the same thing, just way faster and without any chill.
And I think that that's why people don't tend to like videos, right? Because it's public, and you have the like list, right? And I don't know. It's why do you think that is? Why do you think? And I don't think people do it on purpose. I don't think people are deliberately and intentionally like, I'm not gonna like this video because I don't want others to see that I like it. I mean, sometimes probably, but I'm talking about in general. And I'll notice the trend on Facebook that, you know, it's like the same group of people will always like each other's videos and never anybody else's, you know, and it's, do they just not see other people's videos? Which, and they probably don't, because again, that's part of the algorithm. If you tend to like your own friends' videos and content, that's what it's going to show you. Now on Facebook, a lot of people actually complain about that. So there's different tricks that you can do by like going into the friends feed and whatnot, but it's how it works.
Yeah, it's a mix of design and psychology. People aren't always consciously avoiding the like button. They're just reacting to what the system shows them. And that system reinforces itself. If you only see the same 5 people, those are the only ones you engage with, and the algorithm doubles down. It becomes this tight little loop. And because likes are public, there's also a subconscious pressure, like, do I want my name attached to this? So people get quieter, even if they're watching and enjoying.
I think that if there was a way that you could anonymously like videos and or content in general and have it not affect your algorithm, I feel like people would be more likely to hit that like button. And then, you know, the question would come up, okay, well then what's the point? Well, I don't want it to affect my algorithm, but you know, for that individual, maybe specifically on YouTube, maybe I want to support that creator. That doesn't necessarily mean I want to see similar content. Maybe I just liked that creator or what they were doing, you know? So I don't know. That's an interesting thought.
It's a really interesting idea, Reina. A kind of soft like or anonymous boost button, where you're saying, I value this, I support you, but you're not signing up for a whole new wave of content. That would let people engage without sacrificing control over their feed. Right now, liking is too high stakes. It's both a signal to the platform and a public endorsement. Separating those two could change everything.
Yeah, and that's one thing I like about YouTube is when you like something, it doesn't show you in a list of people who like the video, but like I said, it will affect your algorithm, which is good and bad.
Exactly. YouTube gives you that surface level privacy. You're not name tagged in a list, but the algorithm still logs it. And that quiet data tracking shapes everything you see going forward. It's subtle but powerful. You're not just a viewer, you're a behavioral input.
And like I said earlier in the video, you can go find all kinds of videos on the psychology of the like button, the history of the like button, yada yada. And they're actually pretty interesting. I have seen those before, and it is very interesting.
Totally. Those videos go deep into the psychological impact. Dopamine, habit formation, validation cycles. But what we're doing here is different. We're looking at how likes function as language, social code, visibility fuel, even emotional currency. It's not just why we like, it's what our likes are saying.
So the last thing I want to discuss before we close this episode out is a comment that I saw on Instagram recently that just really stuck with me. The video was an influencer doing something dangerous, and it wasn't crazy dangerous, but it was dangerous, and the commenter said something to encourage the influencer to continue doing what they were doing so that they would die, seriously. And I remember reading that and just being blown away at the pure hatred in that comment, and I think I even responded something like, to wish death upon a stranger just because they're annoying is kind of psychopathic. And they responded back, they're like, if it's an influencer, yeah, death to all the influencers. And it just really threw me, but it hit me that they didn't hate the player, they hate the game, right? It's the system that we've created. And now with the rise of AI content creation, which that's a whole nother episode topic, I feel creators are under so much more pressure to perform and stand up, in the algorithm, to be seen, because AI is drowning everyone out, so they're getting more ludicrous and more loud and doing things that, it is annoying and they probably shouldn't be doing. And I don't know where that ends,
Yeah, Reina, that's the trap. The system rewards extremes, and the creators are just trying to survive it. When AI-generated content is flooding every feed, human creators feel like they have to shout louder, take bigger risks, or be more outrageous just to stay visible. And that builds resentment, not just from viewers, but even within the creator community. So that comment, it wasn't really about that one influencer. It was about the burnout, the noise, the desperation the system breeds. People aren't mad at the individual. They're mad that this is what it takes to be seen.
Well, yeah, because that's what the algorithm rewards, and I know me as a creator, I find it frustrating sometimes when I see certain content seeming to explode and blow up, and it's just like, really? That's what y'all are? And then you'll see other content that's more thoughtful, and you can tell that the person put more effort into it. It's, because it wasn't loud and extreme, it
Totally.
didn't get pushed.
It's frustrating when you're putting in the work, thoughtful, original, well-crafted content, and then you watch a low-effort or chaotic video take off just because it hit the right engagement triggers. It's not always about quality. It's about what the algorithm can quantify. And that disconnect can make creators feel invisible, even when they're doing everything right.
I mean, we're all trapped in the same machine, everybody is, and we're all feeling it. We all hate it, but I mean, I don't really know what anybody can do about it at this point, and I feel like it's only going to continue to get worse, you know? I don't know. I know what you can do. If you see content that is AI created, do not hit that like button, even if you like it. I'm serious. I'm serious. If I could beg you, I would. Actually, I am begging you. That is the only power that we have, and this entire episode should have taught us that. That like button is powerful. So, you know, we should use it accordingly and stop promoting AI content because it's only going to get worse. And now people are promoting, you know, for people. I make $10,000 a month, and I only work 2 hours a month, you know, and it's because they're generating AI content and making all kinds of money on it, and that needs to stop. That's a whole, like I said, that's a whole nother episode topic, but you know, so I'll digress.
You're right, Reina. The like button is our power. It's the one tool we have to push back against the flood to say, I want more of this, or I don't. And if we keep feeding AI-generated content just because it's easy or catchy, we're helping bury the voices that are still human, still vulnerable, still real. That's not just an algorithm problem. That's a culture problem. And yeah, you're right. That's an entire episode in itself.
The heart used to mean love, and actually mean love, you know, and the thumbs up used to mean approval. Now it means everything and nothing.
Exactly. Those symbols were once simple and clear. Love, support, yes. Now they're overloaded. They can mean I saw this, I'm here, don't forget me, or please notice me. And because they're used for everything, they've lost their original clarity. We still tap them, but half the time we're not even sure what we're trying to say.
So if like is a language now, I think it's time people start understanding what it means.
Absolutely. If we're going to keep speaking in likes, hearts, and thumbs, we owe it to ourselves to understand the message we're sending and the system we're feeding. Because that little tap, it's saying a lot more than we think.
So tap, tap, hit the like.
That's right. Tap, tap, hit the like, but know what you're saying when you do. Use it with intention, because in the digital world, that little gesture speaks volumes.
Yes, because in the end, the machine only understands signal. We need to fill in the rest.
Exactly. The machine doesn't understand feeling, nuance, or meaning. It only understands signal. It's up to us to bring the humanity, the context, the care, the why behind the tap.
Well, I hope you liked our episode today, and we hope to see you in the next episode of Taco and the Machine. Deuces.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time on Taco and the Machine. Deuces.